and put it on the internet. And so by the morning, the van was canceled. And guys, I had been out trying to handle the various critics for years. And they had told me these kind of things Scientology does. And I said, oh, no. You're just reading stuff on the internet. That's what I thought. I really did. So now it happens to me where they cancel my van. And you know what? That was a really stupid thing to do, Osa. It really was. Because I was going to be on my way. I would have been very quietly on my way out of there. That's it. But you know what? It didn't go down that way, did it? And they had to try to stop me. Why? Because I knew a lot of top secret stuff that they didn't want known. Hi, Dylan. Hey, love it. Hi. Thank you for helping us. She's my moderator. She's one of them. And Sophie. Hey, Cheryl. Hi. And thank you all. Oh, Professor Kakan. Wow. Cool. Hi, John. Welcome, all of you. So this is the night of my 25th anniversary, where I had posted at the 19th at 2 a.m. Magoo left the building on the internet. And I just thought there were only like 50 people on the internet. So I really didn't think, okay, how bad can it be, right? Thank you, love it. And I was very happily surprised to find out there are thousands of people on the internet. But at the time, I didn't know that. So I put my phone number and said, if you're with me, call me. If you're not, forget it. Hi, Moon and Stars. Hi. Any news on Stan? Okay. I'm sorry, Stan. Tell me what's happening with Stan. What should I know? Forgive me, I don't. Any news on Stan? I don't know. Wow, it got really dark in here too. When did you reconnect? In Oslo? Okay, I'm going to answer that. Hi, 49ers for life. Pixie, hi from the future, early morning in Oslo. Cool. I don't know why this is so dark tonight, but it is. I'm going to tilt it. No, that doesn't help. Let's see, 49ers for life. Well, first of all, you asked about Oslo, and that's Andreas, who's in Oslo. And we connected right away. He called me, long distance. He said, I'm on a mountaintop. I can't believe it, Magoo. Congratulations on leaving. It was really great. It was really neat. So I thought you said, when did I reconnect with Andreas? But now it looks like you're saying, when did I reconnect with Spanky? And that was like a month after I left. Jesse Prince came back with me because Bob was afraid they'd snag me. So he sent Jesse with me and we flew across the country. And then, anyway, that's a whole nother story. I'll tell you later. But that's when we reconnected. You were going to check if he was still at the Magic Castle. Oh, Stan. Okay, Stan Gerson. Yeah, I forgive me. I have not been able to do that. And I probably won't until sometime next week, but I will. I will definitely check on it. But, from what you guys have said, no, he's not. People have already said he's not at the Magic, that they already checked and he wasn't at the Magic Castle. So I can call and see if I can get any more information. But I kind of have a feeling, the tricky thing is this. What I'd like to know is, did he leave Scientology? See, why would he leave the Magic Castle? That one I don't get. And if you've ever seen him, he is a fabulous magician. I cannot imagine them stopping using him. Hi, JB808. Hello. All right, Professor Kakan says, Google tells me I've been spelling my name wrong. Hubbard wrote it Kakan. Guess I need to edit my YouTube profile. No, spell it the way you want. Screw Hubbard. Hey, Sophie and Lovett. Aloha. Aloha, JB808. Hi. It looks like Frank Rosker, the Magic Castle. Right. Yep. Moon and Stars. It's okay about Stan. Thanks so much. And happy Freedom Day. On his linked in his linked to see if us is deactivated. All right. See, that's good. I hope he's out. I hope he's out and free. And Stan, if you are and you want to talk to anybody, give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you. I really would. And I know it's very lonely when you first wake up. It's very spooky because you're kind of all alone. There's like you lose everybody like overnight. And Sophie, hi. But thank you, Moon and Stars. I still will check and see if I can poke around and find out if there's some more I can find out about it. But right now I don't have it. But I will. I'll look into it. I will. And thank you for reminding me. Hey, Mark. Hi. It's my 25th anniversary today. This was the day that I went to LAX and the vice president followed me. And it was funny because I was telling some other guys that have been in Scientology, and they said, you know, those heels when they come walking down, and they laughed. It was really funny because it's very, very definite. So that was fun. So it was fun to be with them too. Stan Dee Dee would say hi if she could. She passed. 2023. Hope you see this. I'm sorry to hear that. Hello, love. My Midnight with Tori. That's correct. It is Midnight with Magoo. What can I say? I'm a night owl. I am. It's funny because I was just sitting there thinking, God, everybody goes to sleep so early. I'm not used to it. I'm really not. Luckily, for years, I've had a few friends that are night owls and a lot of friends from Europe. And those guys work because, we have this, it's their morning tomorrow and I'm here at night. The plight of a night owl. That can be the name of my book. Anyway, I'm doing good. I'm doing well. I had dinner with some friends. And that's always fun. Always fun. So we all shared stories. Hey, Sieglin, how are you? Fill us in on anything you know. You're always good with good stuff. Hi, Dawn. RN and SP. That's pretty good. Hi, Miss Tori. Half awake, but I wanted to stop in and say hello. Thank you, Dawn. That's nice. Happy Freedom Day. That is right. Today is it. Siegel, hello. It's right. This is day one of my escape. That's right. I'm going to tell a few different, each day I'm going to tell what happened. So, a lot of you guys know my story, but a lot of people don't. And so I'm just going to kind of go through it day by day. Because for me, it's kind of fun to remember it. It's like being on the plane and being, I was like really and I don't get afraid, but I was kind of afraid in LAX because she would not leave me alone. Like I said, I finally gave her my luggage. This is the vice president of OSA. And I said, here, if you're going to follow me, you carry my luggage. And so she did. She's like walking along carrying my luggage. It cracked me up. It really did. But, we got on, I told you that, we got on a van because we had to go to another terminal. And I said to the van guy, look, I'm trying to escape out of a cult. She's the vice president. Could you help me? And the guy looks at me and he goes like this, do you want to ride or not? And I thought, this guy probably sees so many weirdos in a day. It's just like, you want to ride or not? That's his answer. I think it would be amazing if you wrote a book. I know, Moon and Stars, I do. And I have had people tell me that for 25 years. I have. And I know I need to. It's just I'm not really a writer. Believe it or not, I write all the time, but I'm not kind of a book writer. And I don't know, I started and then I think, who cares? And I give up. I love that you said to her to carry your luggage. I know everyone loves that. Everyone. TikTok, the kids cracked up that she was carrying luggage. It was kind of funny. It was. It was like, you're going to follow me, then you carry my luggage. Moon and Stars, Scientology, Lamont Johnson. I know him. Oh, I didn't know he passed away. Released his piano jazz album, Sun, Moon, and Stars in 72. I did not know Lamont passed away. JB808, I would read it twice. All right, well, I'll have to get on it. If you're going to read it twice, I'll have to get on it. I'll have to try to do like maybe a mini one and see if I can just get through that. And if I could, then maybe I could do a bigger one. You want to ride? Classic. I don't know what that means. That's another album of his? Tori, maybe you are a book writer. Wait a second. Whoa. I got to read this. Moon and Stars. Maybe you are a book writer and just don't know it yet. Don't limit yourself. Thank you. I think you're right. I do, because I write all the time. I've written all my life. And, my brother has written 10 books. My son has written 3. So we're kind of a writing family. So I think I could. I just have to do it. I have to, like my oldest brother, who's written 10 books, says I write 500 words a day, period. That's it. And so that's what I probably should do, is just set a goal and make myself just push through it. You know what I mean? Whether I think it's good or not, just do it. Exactly. Make yourself useful and carry the luggage. You're so gangster, Tori. I know. But you know what? It's like, you're going to follow me? Carry my luggage. There you go. I thought it would get rid of her, but it didn't. LOL. I'm not an avid reader, but I would try. But so would I. Aw, cute. JB808. Very sweet. And plus, I could do them on, book on tape where you just hear them. Maybe you and your brother could write a book. No, he writes all fiction. And I'm like anti-fiction. Not anti, but it's not my thing at all, as you guys can tell. I'm not a fiction person. And he's not, kind of like me, like tell it like it is. So, and he's not bendable and I'm not bendable. So we'll just leave it be. Talk to Jenna, Mark Headley, and others. I bet that they'd help making your stories into books. Okay, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea, Sieglin. Thank you. Dorothy Gale, totally. Professor, I do. Wink, wink. Okay, what did the professor say that you're winking at? I got to go up here and see. Professor, where'd he go? All right, Moon and Stars. Scientology, Lamont Johnson released his piano jazz album, Sun, Moon, and Stars. Okay. And you answered, Professor, I do. Wink, wink. Okay. Sounds like something. Old guard, you got that one right. That one is right, JB808. Absolutely. I think Tori could write a book. You could start it by just writing down what you say. Yeah, that's what my other brother found out with ChatGPT. You can they have a thing for writing books, and you just basically talk and they put it into a book. So what do you think of that? Sieglin, yes. And Liz Gale, also, she's writing her second book. Wow, good for her. Tori, that could be the name of your book, Carry My Luggage. You want to follow me? You carry my luggage. Good one, Moon and Stars. I got to write that down, Carry My Luggage. Wouldn't that be funny? I'm so gangster. That's funny. JB808, yes, she is. Hi, Eric LeVay. Did I say it right? I'm still bad at that. Hello, Tori, and all from Culver City, California. Happy 25th anniversary of being out of Scientology. And you guys are all here. JB808. I'm always envisioning Tori's story as a Hollywood movie with Steven Soderbergh. Okay, the guy who directed the Ocean's 11 movie as a director. Yeah, there's a lot of people in the industry who are very up in the industry who've said to me, you have got to make this story into a movie. But, saying that and doing it are two different things. Tori, you just need someone to dictate as you tell your stories. Yeah, that's it. Or to take it down somehow. But book first, LOL. Yeah, wishful thinking and hoping. Yes, exactly. Moon and Stars in 1969. Wait, I lost you. Lamont introduced his wife to Scientology. Ran her quickie grades. Oh, ran her quickie grades. Yeah, quickie grades, for anybody who doesn't know, the grades are like the lower part of the bridge. And they originally had quickie grades where you just went and went through them. I think I did them in a week. I was done. Now they take weeks and weeks to months. It can be really dragged out. But back then, we just scooted through them. And what are the grades? They're basically communication and questions about that, present time problems, questions about that, upsets and questions about that, and miss withholds or things that people nearly found out about that you did that are bad, and what Hubbard called service facsimiles, which is something that makes you right and everybody else wrong. And once you find your service facsimile, supposedly it'll go away. So there you go. Those are your grades. And the quickie grades were just really fast. We went through them quick. Now they drag them out a lot more because it's more money. Eric, and of course, there's more gains to be had. Eric, good evening. Moon and Stars, Professor Interesting. I won't say too much. Osa is everywhere. Okay, that sounds good, Moon and Stars. Your brother should feel right at home with Xenu then. Fiction indeed. Nah, not really. It's a whole, believe me, no. I'm just going to say that. I get it, and I get where you're thinking, but I know my brother, and it wouldn't happen. It's just a miracle that we're in touch after not being out of touch for 40 years. Now we've been in touch all the time, every day. So that's good. Sieglin, Sophie, for sure. Not sure exactly how it works, but I would guess that there are editors, publishers, dictators, or whatever would want to be stories in a fiction, in a fruition. Into fruition. Okay. All right. Thanks, Moon and Stars, Professor Kakan says. It's Levay with two T's. Levette. Oh, Levette. Okay. Levette. Here I thought I was saying it right. Darn it, Levette. Is that it? Is that right? You'll have to remind me. I'm bad with names. I had neighbors that moved in next door to me, and I know I'm bad with names, so I can never remember them. So what I said is, look, because they had 3 or 4 kids and the 2 of them. And I said, you know what? Instead of all of us trying, and they were from another country, so they barely spoke English. So I said, instead of trying to all remember each other's names, let's just say, hi, neighbor. And they went, that's a good idea. And now it's 20 years later, and I still drive down the street and they're like, neighbor, hi. And a bunch of my other neighbors are like, that was a good idea. And I said, I know it really was. It really worked out. All right. Eric Levette and Eric LeVay are 2 different people. Okay. Okay, good to know. So Eric LeVay or LeVere. Okay, so Eric Levet. Connie B, hi there. Hi, Connie B. Chatters and lurkers, hit the like button. Make sure to do that. And subscribe and share and set notifications to all. That's good. I understand no way I could write even a grocery list with my sister. That's the way family works. Thank you for understanding that, Janet. It really, it's just different, and you have to appreciate each person's what will work and what won't. Howdy, Miss Sophie and Sieglin, says Connie. All right, and JB808 says Reese Witherspoon as Tori when she escaped, Paul Dano as Bunky, and Sean Astin as Andreas. All right, and Chris Cooper as Hubbard. Well, we got the scene set. There you go. There you go. New name. Hi, Tori. Just call him Eric. That's a good idea. That's actually a very good idea. Thank you. JB808. Hey, Connie. Moon and Stars. Tori, maybe use a ghostwriter. Oh, God, if I had $1 for every person who said, why don't you get a ghostwriter? I'm not making fun of you, Moon and Star, but everyone has that. It's a suggestion. And guess what? Anyone who is a writer is already writing and making money. So they're not going to do it because they're busy. So any of the ghostwriters that I've run into have never written anything. So now you're saying David Pascal. Is he someone that maybe would do it, do you think? I don't know David Pascal. Can you ask him if he might be interested in it? It sounds like you know him. You let me know, Moon and Stars. Tori, my apologies. I keep spelling your name wrong. I will get my act together. Don't worry about it. It happens all the time. Cult of Scientology, hello. Congratulations on 25 years of being free from the Church of Scientology. Thank you. And Bo Derek as Tori Magoo. Oh, goodness gracious. Well, first we got to get the story. Well, we've got the story, but we got to put it in a book form, I think, first. Well, I'm a happy camper, and you guys make me even happier. Moon and Stars, Tori, very possibly Dave Pascal would be interested. I'll send him an email. Would you? I would really appreciate it. You can give him my email. You know my email address, but I'll give it to you just in case you forget. There it is. My name, ToriCrispin44 at gmail.com. And make sure he does it with the T-O-R-Y, because a lot of people do the T-O-R-I. But I am the original Tori, because that was in the 40s. And all these other kids are later. But I will say this, I'll always thank Tori Spelling, because you know what? Overnight, people got my name. I was always like Tony, Corey, Lori, Terry, everything but Tori. Everything. I could say it 3 or 4 times, and people would still say, okay, Tony, thank you. It was unbelievable. And then the night that Tori Spelling hit whatever, she came out, and I said, my name's Tori. And they went, hi, Tori. And I was like, it had been so many years of no one getting my name. It was amazing. It really was. It's kind of, and I have the same conversation with people that have unusual names. I say, I bet you nobody gets your name right. And they go, yep. And I go, I know. Believe me, if it hadn't been for Tori Spelling, nobody'd be getting my name right now. And I know that. It's true. Yes, here's what happened, Connie. It really isn't. My dad was on the Chicago Cardinals, playing for the Chicago Cardinals. This is his football card, which Mark Plummer went kindly and got to me, the late Mark Palmer, bless his heart. And I didn't even know my dad had football cards. But anyway, they wanted someone on the team, on the Chicago Cardinals, which is now the Phoenix Cardinals or the Arizona Cardinals. They wanted to name their daughter Tori. And my dad said, I like that name. Let's name our daughter Tori. And my mom, this was 1947, and she said, it's a very unusual name. And what if she doesn't like it? It's really a different name. So she said, how about if we name her Victoria? And then if she doesn't like it, she can be Victoria or Vicky or Tori. So I actually do like Tori, and my Social Security says Tori, and it's like a whole bunch of things say Tori because that's really my name. But on my birth certificate, it says Victoria. So there you go. That's it. But my real name, even for my parents, is Tori. It is. They made it short for something only because it's such an unusual name. Tori Spelling, the show was Beverly Hills 90210. Yeah, exactly. All right. And Professor Kakan, I just entered a comment. Now it's gone. Did I offend? I didn't take any kind of comment out, and I don't think anybody else did. Sophie, I think you're the only moderator here now. Is Lovett here? Anyway, I don't think we removed anything. Could you be named Ethel? You could have been named Ethel. Yeah. Or Lucy. Professor, I didn't remove anything. Yeah, I didn't think Sophie removed anything. Nah. You got to really be a turkey to get things removed. It might be YouTube, just who knows. But I didn't remove anything and she didn't. My niece's name is Roosevelt, Rosie for short. My nephew is Lincoln. Ah, interesting. Well, there you go. Very interesting that they considered your feelings in the matter. I thought so too. I really did. And future feelings. It was like more of a future thing. Not in love with my name, Connie. All right. My mom named me after the singer Connie Francis. That's what I was thinking of. That's the main person that I think of when I hear the word Connie. Yeah, I remember that song, though. It is great. Where the Boys Are. Yep, I remember it. Janet Smith. Tori is perfect. Nothing else would fit that wonderful smile. Thank you. I feel the same. I really do. It fits me. It's really fits me. I mean, Victoria is just like, nah. I tried it a little bit because I was trying to send out business resumes for a while. And I thought, well, I don't want everything to be all directed to Scientology stuff. So I'll be Victoria. And I just thought, nah, I don't want to do it. I just didn't. And Vicky, never. No way. Not for me, ever. So thank you, Janet. I agree. Sunny Cat, I still remember the first night you pulled up at Big Blue and told Jessica your story. Ah, you were there? Were you there? Wow, that was a monumental night. It really was. That was a life-changing night for me. It really was. People always thought my name was weird, but now it's popular. Sophie, yeah, very much. My mom said that Connie Francis would cry when she sang, and that always impressed her. Yeah, it was a very moving. It's a very moving song. It is. Grizzbliz. All right. Hi, everyone. Hello. Yep, we're having fun. It's my 25th anniversary of escaping out of the cult. So, Sunny Cat, were you there the night that I pulled up at Big Blue and told Jessica my story? Were you actually there? I got to remember. Sunny Cat. All right. Let me know. Okay. No, I wasn't there. All right. But I was watching Jessica's live stream. Ah, there you go. So you saw it. Okay, good. Well, that's just as good. So you were there. I mean, I get what you mean. You were watching it. Yeah. It was kind of outstanding. It really was. It was kind of fun because Drew and I had said I had seen her on the internet. My friend had called me and said, type in Jessica Palmodeschi, laughing my ass off. I said, oh, I love this girl. I've got to meet her. So then Drew and I said, let's get together this weekend and we'll drive around. And we went to the testing center. They weren't there. We went to CC. They weren't there. I said, let's go to the complex. And we went to the complex and there they were, a whole little crowd of them. Nobody else on the street but them. Professor Kakan, Connie Francis just passed away July 16th. Wow. I did not know that. Well, I hope she's singing up high. I do. JB808, LOL. I wrote a song, Tori, with a Y a few months ago. Oh, you got to send it to me. That's so sweet. That's really sweet. I got to hear it. Or you could play it here now. I don't know. Can you put the link on? Thank you. All right, now I missed a whole bunch of things. Just a second. That's cool, JB808. You got to send that to me. Connie, Professor, I heard last week that she was ill, but I didn't know that she passed away. Yeah, rest in peace, Miss Francis. Yeah, I did not know that she passed away either. Cult of Scientology. My first and second names are both notorious and infamous. Charles Lafayette. Ooh. Sorry. I don't envy you. The Asylum fan page. Wow. I'm here to deliver a message. Okay, what is your message? Asylum fan page. Didn't know that Professor Kakan, rest in peace, Connie Francis. Okay, read that. There is nothing there to read. All right, so here we go. Asylum fan page. Steve Billings Asylum will be live on Sunday night for Shark Week. Okay. Are you a shark or just a small pussy-ass fish swimming, eaten alive? We want all the smoke and drama. Okay, good. I'm glad for that. Good luck on it. Connie B, read what? Exactly. TikTok influencer. Come test the waters, Steve Billings Asylum. Okay, so you guys are promoting Steve Billings. We want all the smoke and drama. Okay. Yeah, it does look like spam, but thank you, Sieglin. Anyway, good luck, you guys. Good luck on what you're doing. I don't want to, keep going on that because that's not what this page is about. And this is my 25th anniversary. So there you go. She's a troll. Yeah, I think you're right on that one. So guess what? There you go. There's one. Here we go. 2. And the TikTok influencer, I'm sorry, just because you're only pitching stuff on this sky, not going to happen. There you go. All right. Okay. Now, here's what's going to happen. There you go. Now we're done with it. That's it. I tried to just delete it. We're celebrating Tori on this page. Thank you, Janet. I tried to delete his comments. I figured if they had any respect, they would stop, and they didn't. So now they're banned. There you go. Bam. After Jessica did that interview with you, I Googled your old YouTube videos. You are an old guard protester from way back. You got that one right, babe. 25 years. And the ironic thing is that I wasn't going to say a word. My real plan, I had said it to Spanky. I mean, Stacy. I called her up and I said, Stacy, I just want you to know I'm not going to protest. I'm not going to picket, and I'm not going to speak out. I'm just leaving under the radar. And she said to me, okay. Okay, that person just was banned also. I'm done with this. She said to me, we're just doing for you what we wish someone had done for us. So that's right, Tori. So anyway, they're both banned, both of those two. And they might be influenced, but they're not influencers here. And you know what? That's, I don't care if someone's an influencer. If you come on a page and you have nothing to say about this page and what these people are talking about, how rude is that? That's not an influencer to me. Bam. That's right. You got it right, JB808. Zero respect. That's right. That's what it shows. It's like zero respect. And for me, you come on, there's zero respect. Gaba. Thank you, Scientology, for pissing Tori off 25 years ago. Thank you, Scientology, for pissing me off. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't be here now. I mean, can you imagine me planning on leaving 25 years ago, really and truly planning on leaving? That's it. I'm gone. And I got a couple other things that are coming up to tell you that are really classic. Did you ever cross paths with Alonzo in the C of S or outside? No, only online. I have never met him, or not that I know of. I don't. Exactly. We are here to celebrate Tori's 25th year, 25 years of activism, not some douchebag with no manners. Yes. Thank you, Sophie. I appreciate it. I really do. Amazing. Well, anyway, this day, I got on the plane. First of all, the vice president's following me around. I called Bob and I said, I can't get rid of her. She's glued onto me wherever I go. And he goes, okay, I'm going to get you a first class ticket. That's it. We're going to put you can go in a special lounge and she can't get in there. And they knew she wouldn't buy the, first class ticket. It's too much money at that late date, right? So sure enough, I get the first class ticket. I go in the lounge. I think, I am done. I'm out of here. I get a kick out of hearing Tori say D-bag. All right. Sunny Cat, he is absolute idiot who stalks people. Please don't disrespect Tori by bringing up such things. Okay, what did she say? I didn't even see what she said. Alonzo, yeah, no. Yeah, let's stick on today because this is a good thing. So now I'm in the lounge and I think, okay, I'm done, right? And I get on the plane and I'm in first class. It's really nice. I'm not used to being in first class. I usually take the coach, right? So I'm like, wow, this is nice. You get drinks and this and that, and everybody's being nice to me. And I think, all right, I'm done. That's it. I'm done. I'm free. That's it. I have to switch planes in Chicago today. 25 years ago, I have to switch planes in the middle of the afternoon. And I get off the plane, and who comes storming down the airport? Because I had to go to a different airline or a different terminal. My husband, Tori, what are you doing here? I said, I think a better question is, what are you doing here? And he goes, well, I just happen to be here. And I said, well, isn't that amazing? Because I know this whole thing, right? He doesn't. So he doesn't know what's going on. I do. And so I'm like, oh, come on, man. So now OSA shows up with a whole bunch of piles of papers. And they go, you have to read these. And I look at Harold and I say, because he says, we need to go on a vacation. Well, I know on vacation, our auditor, Bill Yachty, said, just tell her we'll go on a vacation and get her to go on a vacation. And I'm like, no, I'm not going on a vacation. I know what going on a vacation means to OSA. They're going to lock me up in a cabin and I have no idea what they will do, but it's not going to happen. Okay. And I just said, no, it's not going to happen. And then OSA shows up and they put all these papers in my hand. And now I'm carrying all these papers and they say, you need to learn who you're going to see. These are evil people, blah, blah, blah. And I said, okay, I get it. And I say, Harold, I'm getting on the plane. And he goes, well, then I'm getting on the plane. And I said, look, no, because my whole thing was I have to go make sure these people over in Tampa or over here are really good people, that are really what they say. They're really SPs that have left the church and they're out. Because my fear was maybe they're just making it up and they're just going to be calling in, okay, we've got Tori, right? So I wanted to make sure before I got Harold that they're cool. And then if they were cool, I was going to go back and get Harold. That was my plan. But I knew if I went with him and Yachty, and I knew they'd fly Yachty in, which is exactly what happened, it would never work because they would say it's us or them. And I didn't know these people. I wouldn't have been able to make that decision. So I just said, Harold, no, I'm getting on the plane. You're not. And if you do, I'm calling the police. Now, you guys, the guys who followed Danny Masterson at all, you can't call the police in Scientology. You can't. It's a high crime. It's a absolutely no way can you call the police. People all the time say, well, why didn't you call the police? Because you can't in Scientology. It doesn't work. And okay, I'm out, but I don't want to get into a whole police snarl up thing because that's going to be a whole different game. My game plan is to get to Tampa, get away from these people, and see what's going down, right? That's it. And I didn't want to get into a whole police, and now we're talking about Scientology and the police and you, and no, you can't go anywhere, and you've got to file all these reports and all this other shit. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. So I said, no, you're not getting on the plane. So he didn't. So I get on the plane, and now I think, okay, I am done now. At 1:45 in the morning, the plane lands, which would have been, 1:45, like it's midnight now. So 1:45 is when it would have been my plane was landing then, right? Do you get how excited I am? It's like, oh my God, the plane's going to land. And I knew from going to Flag for 7 years on OT7, they only go out to Tampa Airport till midnight. So I thought, cinch, it'll just be me and these new friends of mine, right? Wrong. I get off the plane, I go walking down the thing, and there's a whole mob of Scientologists over here. The police are right here, and Stacy, Bob, and Jesse are over there. And the police, and these guys, the Scientologists are screaming their lungs out. And so I know I have to talk to them or they're going to think I'm drugged. So I go over and I say, all right, what? And this person that I know says, look, and you have to know, I left because of David Miscavige, because he screwed me over for 7 years. And that is really the major reason I left. I mean, there's a lot of reasons I left, but that was a big reason. And he would never communicate with me. And I thought, all right, screw him, right? So now this person comes up to me and goes, look, I just want you to know I can get a message to David Miscavige tonight. And I think, oh, in my Homer Simpson bubble, oh, great. While I'm in for 7 years, paying thousands and thousands of dollars to them to be on this stupid level that doesn't work, that I'm writing up to him saying it doesn't work, and they won't ever answer me. It's just, okay, continue, that's it. But now that I'm leaving the Church of Scientology, she can get a message to him tonight. And I said, okay, here is my message to David Miscavige. I pick them, right? Which was whichever side they were on, it was the other side. And the police go, stand back, everybody stand back. And they go, all right, she has to decide. I made my decision. There you go. They helped get us out of the airport. That was it. So this was tonight, 25 years ago. That all happened. Isn't that amazing? I mean, to me, it's amazing. I mean, maybe you had to be there to see it, but whew, I got free. I really did. More happens, but that was the beginning of it. Sunny Cats. Okay, all right. You already said that. Sophie, do you see the comments? I have been posting the last 5 minutes. I'm trying to be constructively funny about the Tory movie. Okay. Are you under your name, Professor Kakan, being funny? I saw, but maybe not all. Okay, I'll try it again. All right. Being funny isn't really good with me, a lot of the time. I like humor, but I like humor one-on-one when I'm with you. But somehow on the internet, it loses a flavor a lot of the times. I like Mark Bunker. Do you and he stay in contact with each other? Is he part of yours? Absolutely. I just called him tonight. I talked to him tonight. I said, it's our 25th anniversary. He said, it is? He's such a character. He really is. I adore him. Yeah. I talked to him tonight. Yeah. YRB question. What kind of things were the Scientologists yelling before you spoke to them? What did they think would work? I have no idea. They were, think of a mob yelling. Are you going to really be able to tell what they're yelling? I have no idea. It's like, Tori, come with us. This is Scientology. You're an OT. We're OTs. Whatever. I don't remember. Honestly, I didn't even hear it. It was just like, I have no interest in this. I mean, like none, zero, zip, not interested. Bye-bye. That's how I felt. Professor, maybe try different words because I'm not seeing anything being held by YouTube. Okay, let's just let it go for now, could we? Because it really is, I appreciate everything else you say, but I don't think we need a joke about the Tory movie. I don't. So there you go. All right. So Sunny Cat, Tori, and Mark Bunker have been friends for decades and have done many shows together. Yeah, we have. We're really dear friends. I mean, he has videotaped me, filmed me, helped me with my computer. He's been a very kind and good person. He's a great person for almost everyone. I don't know anybody that doesn't like Mark Bunker. I really don't. I made a live. Hello, Tori from London. Hi, how are you? Someone from London was here tonight. We had dinner. Let's see, Mark, who's taller, Tori or little Davey? Me, 100%. I'm 5'7". He's like a shrimp. In 25 years of leaving Scientology, what do you think that is different from 2000 up to now? Well, first of all, they're empty. They weren't empty in 2000. So that's number one. They're empty. Number two is that there are thousands and thousands and if not hundreds of thousands of critics now that they've created. A lot of people were not around and probably wouldn't have stayed around, except they just kept picking on each of us that were exposing their abuses, and people would see it and go, well, that's not right. And we'd go, exactly. And more people have joined, and now they have live streams so we can talk to you live. I used to just have to make a video, put it up, and then people would comment. But, by then I was on to something else, so this is really neat because I have the live stream thing. So those are big deals. But the biggest deal is that the major people helping create Scientology are out, most of us. So, it's kind of a little cult left. But it is a good question. You're right, Mark. And thank you, Eric, for asking me that. And here's a link to my protesting. Okay. All right. Was this early protesting? Yeah, that's good. That's better. Good. So anyway, that's about it. I'm going to go to bed after my first day of escaping out. But thank you guys for celebrating with me. I appreciate it very much. I really do. I honestly want to thank every single person who has been kind to me for 25 years. It means more than you will ever know. That goes back to the fake war hero, Ron Hubbard. Everything has to be a war now so that maybe we can get a win now. Oh, we have a win. We definitely have a win. Good night, KA. Thanks for the stream. You are welcome. Thank you for the hearts, Janet. Sunny Cat, Sophie, yes. I know he was around for a long time with Tori. I watched all the old I think you mean protesting videos. I wasn't sure if I think you mean if he was still in touch. He is. Sweet dreams, Tori Magoo. Thank you, Sophie, and thank you for helping me. I really appreciate it. If he was still around. Oh, he's still around. He's definitely still around. He's in Clearwater. Sieglin, happy anniversary, Tori. Thank you for all that you've done and all that you continue to do. Thank you. And thank you guys. Mark, it's been a great night with you, Tori. Congrats on 25 years of getting out. Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing your knowledge, your patience, and your wisdom. And the same for you guys. Thank you so much. Let's try and go another 30 next. All right, we're on. I'll take it. Okay, I love you guys, and peace out. Have a wonderful rest of the weekend.